good time as you give back to the community and the American Cancer Society. This event features great food and drinks, dancing, and a spectacular auction. And
oh yeah, that's well the first time I heard that, which was after it'd been playing a couple weeks, and now I can't unhear it. I'm like, wait, what? What was that?
18th at MCC Highlander Ranch.
Somebody's got to carry on the Stephanie tradition of mispronouncing words.
They're at the 28 and they need a touchdown.
Oh man, I can't remember what it was.
All season. Pickett circles away.
Yes, it was the yeah, and she was called it polio instead of polio.
Live from Bank of America Stadium on this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
It's the Cowboys and the Panthers. Sunday starting at 11. You're on ESPN Central Texas.
Following an open date this Saturday, the Bears are back in action Saturday, October 18th, taking on longtime rival TCU in Fort Worth. Follow the Bears all season with Ricky Thompson in his 26th season on the Baylor sidelines. With 2024 Chris Schenkel Award winner John Morris in the booth, joined this season by former Baylor quarterback Nick Florence, here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you have a litter-free state of mind,
Last spot.
the answer to all of life's great questions right in your head, like,
am I a jerk because I let trash fly out of the car window? Yes. If I throw garbage out of my truck and no one sees it, really? Can I be fined up to $2,000 for littering on? Yes, come on. And should I dispose of litter properly because I'm a proud Texan? That's exactly what Don't Mess with Texas means.
get your litter-free state of mind today, and don't mess with Texas. A message from TxDOT.
From the Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
Welcome to the Baylor Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Today's show is broadcast live from Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue and brought to you by Central National Bank, your leading independent bank. Texas Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. TFNB, your bank for life. The official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Baylor Scott and White Health, the official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. HEB, the official grocer of Baylor Athletics. Proudly serving Texans since 1905. Rudy's Barbecue, the home of real Texas barbecue. Now, here's your host, the voice of the Baylor Bears,
What would you say about this team that has gotten you off to such a good start this year?
We have a lot of returning players with a lot of experience that have been in our system, that have developed into really good, solid players for us that are just super reliable and consistent week after week. And we have great leadership in this group as well. So we've returned a lot of players. We're really only starting maybe 2 to 3 new players a game at this point. But with the players that have developed and grown in their roles, we've also added depth. So development and depth have been the 2 keys to us being able to win big games and then keep the momentum going, week to week.
Gotcha. And they're your players. I mean, this is your 4th year. You've probably recruited everybody, right, that's on the team?
Yeah, we've recruited everyone on the team, yes.
Yeah. So how nice is that? I mean, they're your players that you identified and you got here, and now look at the success.
Absolutely. I mean, they're, they fit the system. They buy into what we're trying to do. They've been here with us over time. They've learned to play the way that we want to play here at Baylor. And so, yeah, it's paying off. It can take some time, and it did the first couple of years. A lot of these players now that you're seeing play 90 minutes, win big games, were playing 90 minutes as a freshman. And maybe those games weren't going as well at that time, but we were committed to our identity and our playing style, and it's paying off now.
Good. Did you see this all along? I mean, early on, you weren't having this much success, but did you see it building and knowing, in your mind that you'd get here?
We believed in it. We believed that it was going to take some time. We knew that the first year or two, in order to lay the proper foundation, that it was going to be challenging. And we were trying to win those games too, but we wanted to make sure we built the program up in a sustainable way so that when we started winning, we could keep winning. And we really felt like year 4 was going to be the year for us to turn the corner and start seeing those results really pay off, and that was our hope going into the season, and so far it's panned out.
Yeah, very much. 9-1-2 is your record right now, 4-1 in Big 12 conference play. The only loss, tough loss, when that 1-0 to Texas Tech, which is leading the league, right?
They are. They're in first. We're tied for second. We lost that game on a penalty kick that was maybe a toenail in the box, so that was close. You hate to lose a game on a penalty for sure. I think a tie would have been a fair result, but we did. We lost the game, and so we've got to take care of business and win the games we should win going forward, and you never know what could happen.
Yeah. Is it true you've only given up 1 non-penalty kick in Big 12 play?
That's right. That just happened against Colorado.
Against Colorado.
Yeah.
They scored 1 on Sunday.
Yes.
But you still won it 2-1 over them.
We did, yes.
But only 1 non-PK.
That's right. That's the only one. Yeah, I think we've only maybe conceded like 4 goals on the season.
Wow.
Something like that. I think 4 sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good defense.
It is. We have a rock-solid defense. Our goalkeeper, Azul Alvarez, is a veteran goalkeeper that gives our team a ton of confidence. She's a great shot stopper, a great leader, great with her feet. And then our back line are all returners. They're all veterans. They've played a ton of minutes for us. Just super reliable kids. Just show up, do the job week after week, and allow our attacking players to go do what they do, which is score goals.
Yeah.
But the credit goes to Azul in the back line, and our back 5, really, our defensive mid plays a huge role in that. Kai Hayes. They've just done an excellent job. They're disciplined. They work really hard. They stay organized together, and they make it really difficult for the opponent to get chances on goal.
And that's your style, isn't it? That's your MO. That's the way you want your teams to play.
Yeah, I mean, we want to be organized. We want to attack, and we want to score goals, but we want to do it in a way that allows us to be organized defensively when we lose the ball. And so we've spent a lot of time on making sure that we attack collectively. The game doesn't become too transitional. That when we do lose the ball, that we can be in the right spaces so we can immediately defend, win the ball back. And we want to just be, do whatever it takes to keep the ball out of the back of the net and have that mentality. And our backline players, including Kai Hayes, have demonstrated that week after week. I mean, Kai will literally, head a brick if that's what she has to do to keep it out of the goal. And so that's what it takes at this level, to be that stingy on conceding goals like we have been. So those kids deserve the number of shutouts that they've had.
Wow, that's great. It's not too far in the rearview mirror. I think 2 weeks ago when you did the Kansas swing, Kansas and Kansas State. What a huge win that was over a ranked Kansas team on the road.
Yeah, it was a big trip for us. We knew we needed to go on the road and get 2 results. We were coming off that loss to Tech at home. We were disappointed. We didn't feel like that was a fair result for how we had played or what we're capable of doing. But we knew going into Kansas was going to be tough. They won the Big 12 tournament last year. They had a lot of momentum going into that game. They were ranked really high. We came out hot. We played really well, and when we deserved to win.
It sounds like that Tech match and the penalty is kind of a burr in your saddle.
A little bit, yeah. It doesn't feel like the right outcome.
Right.
Sometimes you lose games and you go, hey, okay, fair enough. And I'm not even saying that we should have won, but I think a tie would have been a much more fair result.
Gotcha. Is there an appeal process that's available in your sport?
Not in this case, no. And I do think that it was a penalty. It was just, sometimes penalties can be right there where you're like
Right.
maybe an inch.
Right.
Really, legitimately, the closest I've ever seen
Okay.
to being in the box. A lot of refs would have let it go, and so that's where it can be frustrating. But we got to make sure we do our job offensively as well. We didn't score in that game, and so our mentality is not to never get scored on. Though while we want to make it difficult, we want to outscore our opponents. And in that game, we didn't score. So while we're disappointed to lose, we were more frustrated with our offensive productivity. So going down to Kansas, we got to score. We got to score goals. And we did. We scored 3 in each of those games. We came back home and scored 3 against Iowa State.
Yeah.
So we scored 9 goals in the game after the 3 games following
Wow.
that one game where we didn't score. And that was our priority.
Good. Well, congratulations. Great start to the
Thank you.
season. Still plenty to go. You've won 4 straight. And I remember you told us Saturday, and we'll talk about Saturday in your football prediction, but that was a stretch where you had 4 matches in 11 days.
Yes.
For the first time this year, or maybe the only time this year. That's a tough stretch, isn't it?
It is. I mean, we used to do that all the time, and the NCAA has allowed us to stretch our season a little further, which has been better for bodies to recover and to have more quality each weekend. But at some point in the season, maybe there might be a second time where we have to do that approaching conference tournament time. You end up with 2 games 2 weeks in a row. And so you end up in that 11, 12-day window where you've got 4 games, and it's a lot. It's a heavy load, especially on our players that play 90 minutes every game. So I was really proud of them to come away with the results that we did over the course of those 4 games. And now we're kind of on the tail end of that. We get a little bit of a rest after BYU. We only have 1 game this week, so get to play our game on Friday, have some recovery on Saturday, and about a day and a half off before we get back on the road to TCU next week.
Yeah. All right, very good. BYU is next. Senior night coming up on Friday. Whiteout at Betty Lou Mays Field. So big night coming up on Friday evening versus BYU.
Yes.
Let's talk about you came over to our tailgate show on Saturday, and we appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, sure, of course.
So we had her there prior. The other football, the football that plays at McLean Stadium. We had Coach Lenard there, and the last thing was, what do you have a prediction on the game? And you threw out.
I think 35-28.
35-28 was her prediction. Baylor winning over Kansas
Baylor,
State.
Of course, Baylor.
Yeah, of course. And the final score was 35-34. So
close.
you nailed it.
Yeah,
That was great.
I got the one that mattered, right?
Yeah. I'm going to call you before we go to TCU next week. And,
I'll work on that.
Yeah, get your prognostication there. But well done on the prediction.
Thank
Thanks
you.
very much. All right, we'll take a break. Back with more in a moment. It's the Baylor Coaches Show presented by Central National Bank. We are live at Rudy's, and we'll be right back with Baylor soccer coach Michelle Lenard right after this.
A bank in any town USA treats everyone like, well, anyone. At Central National Bank, we provide Central Texans with a different kind of banking. We believe in people over processes, listening over telling, and helping our customers over helping ourselves. Come to Central National Bank and experience the difference. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics.
The Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event is on, and there's no one key to victory. You need strength. You need power. You need agility. You need a team that shows up ready to win. And Toyota Trucks, they bring the full roster. The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built for it all. With available bed-mounted power outlets, massive towing capability, and a cabin fit for your crew, Toyota Tundra and Tacoma don't just show up to game day, they dominate it. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. But hurry, these deals won't last forever.
Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Wear green, haul gold in a new Tundra or Tacoma. Built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at Toyota.com for feature availability.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed. Smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. And a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long-distance meeting that'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than hot luck at a church function. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's Group Meal.
Next in line. You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Rudy's, it's the Baylor Coaches Show presented by Central National Bank. Central National Bank, your leading independent bank, as we continue from Rudy's with Coach Michelle Lenard, Baylor soccer coach. Another aspect of your match coming up on Friday night, Baylor and BYU, is this is the 30th year of Baylor soccer, and you're going to have a reunion of sorts on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a bunch of alumni coming out to be recognized. 30 years of Baylor soccer. It's amazing. We got a great alumni crew that we started to build relationships with over the past few years. Our coaching staff, because obviously we didn't coach all of them. They've been really supportive, and we want to take the opportunity to honor and reflect on what they helped build.
Good, good. Randy Waldron, do you know the name?
I know Randy. I was actually recruited to play at Baylor by Randy.
You were?
Yeah,
oh,
came on
that's
a visit
great.
Here and everything.
How about that? So you know Randy.
Pretty well.
Where's he now? What's he doing
He's
now?
He was the
pro.
head coach. He was a pro coach. He was at Notre Dame, won a national championship there.
Yep.
Then he was pro. Then he's at Pitt. And his son was his assistant or associate head coach. Well, he just recently, they kind of swapped roles.
Oh, really?
So Ben Waldron, who was with him when he was in his days here, is now the head at Pitt, and I think Randy's taken more of an assistant or associate coach role.
That's pretty cool. And you were recruited by him.
Yeah, a long time ago.
What do you remember about your visit? Did you come here?
You know, actually, I did. I came here, and it was the first time I ever flew in an airplane. And I came from Lubbock, so I was on a little puddle jumper. So what I remember is how sick I got on that flight. That's when I learned I get motion sick.
Yeah,
so
that's not good.
I've learned to deal with that since then, but it was a great experience. I didn't end up coming to Baylor, but somewhere in the back of my head, I felt like I always needed to be here.
Nice, very good. And it just took you a little while longer to get back
a little bit.
to get to Baylor. Very good. The BYU, the thing is the reunion, and do you have plans all weekend or just at the game with those coming back? Or
yeah, we've
what's
got the
that look
game
like?
and then some things going on afterwards, and the alumni will get together with some of the families that come with them and spend some time together probably on Saturday.
Good. Love it. That's great. Have fun with that.
Thank you.
You have the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week in Ari Jemison. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, Ari's been doing fantastic. She scored 2 goals this past weekend, or this past game against Colorado, 2 goals out in Kansas, got a couple assists along the way. Really, really dangerous player, really creative, really good on the ball. Been coming off the bench for us and just making a huge impact in the game.
Wow.
And her and Casie, they play the same position, just a dual threat. They're totally different types of players, and it makes it really difficult for defenses to figure out how to manage them. We can use them interchangeably. You know, whichever one starts or comes off the bench is irrelevant. They're both capable of scoring at any moment, which is part of our recent success, is they both are scoring goals.
Good, and that sort of speaks to your depth, right? Improved depth.
Yeah, we have to be able to do that. We ask too much of our front three to play them for 90 minutes. They have to be able to sub, and so we want to make sure the players we're bringing off are the same caliber or changing the game in an even better way, and that's what Ari and Alicia have both been huge impact players for us off the bench.
6th time this year you've had someone recognized by the Big 12.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's another sign that you're having a really good season.
Yeah, we are. We're having a really good season. And, Tyler Iskrig also just got named to the Herman Trophy midseason watch list. So between that and the Big 12 recognitions, I feel like the girls are finally getting some of the acknowledgments that we had felt like they deserved. But, you got to win the right games to get those, and now they're finally coming their way.
Yeah, terrific. All right, so BYU coming up this weekend. The Big 12 overall, this is, Colin, again, tells me, Colin's my great source of information, first week since 2009 with 5 ranked Big 12 schools this week. How about that?
Wow. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. The Big 12 is having a great season. I think that there's this maybe feeling out there in the soccer world that out of the Power Fours, the Big 12 is not in the top 2. We are this year. We're in the top 2 in every category. Our RPI as a collective conference is really high, higher than it's been in a long time, and every game is really difficult as a result. But it also means that when we play each other, we're not hurting each other's RPI.
Yeah.
So you want to get a win, obviously, but as long as our opponents are all having great seasons as well, it's not going to wreck your RPI. And so the conference as a whole has done a really good job with scheduling.
Colorado's the newcomer this week in the poll, and 4 others are there, and you're there, and we said ranked number 14 this week. So continue to move up in those rankings. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but Big 12 championships this year, a little different, right? The early rounds in Fort Worth, hosted by TCU, and the championship match is here in Waco at Betty Lou Mays Field on November 8th.
That's right. The quarterfinals and semifinals are at TCU, and we have the privilege of hosting the finals. So, it's our goal to be in that game.
Oh, how great would that be?
It'd be amazing. That's what we're pushing for.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great to have it here? And what went into making that decision as far as the hosting spots?
The conference, I think, with all the changes going on in the NCAA, was looking to maybe save a little bit of money here and there. And so it went away from our very expensive venue in Kansas City. And so the two teams, TCU and Baylor, both volunteered to, we're kind of centrally located.
Right.
The Big 12 offices are in Dallas. So that allows the Big 12 to save some money. It allowed us to get more teams in the conference tournament as well. So we have 16 teams in the conference in women's soccer. 8 teams are going to go in the tournament. At one point there was, talk of only being 6. And so the coaches really advocated for 8. And doing it at the 2 universities allowed for that to happen.
Oh.
So the coaches kind of pulled together to make sure we create the best postseason opportunity for our teams within the conference. And Baylor was awesome to offer the opportunity for us to host that game at home. And TCU obviously doing the same there. And it's easy to get to location, both schools. For all of our teams, they're spread out all over the U.S., but easy to get in and out of DFW. So it's actually a really good solution to what was kind of a complicated problem.
All right. So by the Big 12 hosting, or by TCU and then Baylor hosting, it guarantees you 8 teams in the NCAAs?
No, I'm sorry. In the Big 12 tournament.
Oh, in the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
That's right. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I wish it guaranteed
Although
you 8.
we might get 8 in this year, we could.
Is that
as
right?
many teams as we have ranked high in the RPI, and obviously high nationally, but high in the RPI, I would not be surprised. I think last year we had 7, and we're having a much better year this year. So there's a lot of good teams. Several of them are still on our schedule here at the end of our season. So I would not be surprised to see the Big 12 get 7 or 8 teams in.
Wow. And certainly we want Baylor there.
Absolutely.
Would be your first time since 2018. That'd be terrific.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're right where we need to be right now, so we just have to keep going in the right direction.
Very good. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, questions from the audience for Coach Michelle Lenard, Baylor soccer coach, having a terrific year. We're glad she is with us tonight. We are here live at Rudy's. Always appreciate our host here at Rudy's, a proud sponsor of Baylor Athletics. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy's serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. And we're back to Rudy's with the Baylor Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank, right after this.
Right back, John.
Want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams? Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back on the Baylor Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank. Let's give you our Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics health tip for the week. Don't let pain slow you down. We diagnose and treat sports-related injuries and provide orthopedic services for athletes and non-athletes alike. Visit a Baylor Scott and White Sports Medicine and Orthopedic specialist and move like you used to. All right, we continue with Coach Michelle Lenard, Baylor Soccer, and we've got some questions from the audience. You ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, these are some good questions. We previewed them. Roy Evans asked, what is your history in soccer going back to childhood?
Oh, gosh. Well,
we've learned you were recruited by Baylor. You made a recruiting trip.
That's
How about
true.
going back further than that?
Well, I started out playing really young. I played a lot of sports, super competitive kid, loved to play anything I could, but fell in love with soccer early on, was playing since I was, maybe 7 or 8 years old. Fell in love with it, played as much as I could, knew I wanted to go on and play after high school, and for me, that was an opportunity to move on and go to college. First person in my family to go to college, so it was going to be an opportunity to help me achieve that goal. And so I was fortunate to have the opportunity to be recruited by several good schools. Baylor was one of them. Came out here to Waco, visited. Didn't work out for me at that time to come to Baylor. Ended up at University of North Texas, where I graduated from. But played there for 4 years, went on to play a little bit of semi-pro after that. But really, I went straight into coaching. I knew I wanted to coach from a young age, and was fortunate to be able to go straight from college into a graduate assistant position, and then become a head coach at a pretty young age, and been doing that ever since.
Yeah, about that. That's great. So you knew pretty early on that you wanted to pursue coaching.
I did. I mean, I considered a couple of other things, maybe nutrition or things in this same realm, but I knew. I don't know why I knew, because it wasn't like I'd seen a lot of it. I'm from Lubbock. Soccer wasn't really big out there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever met a female coach at that time, but I knew that's what I wanted to do. I love the game. I love impacting young people. And so it just made sense for me, and I was really fortunate to get some opportunities straight out of college.
Good. What were the other sports you participated in early on?
I played softball. I was pretty decent softball as a catcher.
Okay.
And I played volleyball like growing up, middle school, things like that, and ran track.
I got you.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, and how did that path kind of funnel itself to soccer only?
Yeah, I just played whatever I could at the time, but as I fell in love with soccer, I just picked up every opportunity to play. So I'd be on an outdoor team, an indoor team, go play with the boys. My best friend had a brother, and so I was always out, and he was older, always out playing with the guys. Yeah. And so I just took that turn, and everything else was sort of a hobby. Soccer was much more than a hobby for me. It was something I was really passionate about and that I could feel I had a future in. So I was much more invested in that. The other sports were just opportunities to have fun and, stay fit.
Hey, that's great. Very good. Great question, Roy. Thank you very much for that. Tara asked the question, what has impressed you most about your team this season?
I think, one, we have great leadership. We have a veteran group of leaders who are really committed to the success of the team. They're very selfless. They show up every day, very intentional in their leadership to help the team develop and get better, and give whatever is needed on that particular day to help the team be successful. We've also shown some great resilience. We're winning and we're playing really well, but we've run into a couple of challenges along the way, whether it's, we got scored on first to start the season at A&M, and we were able to come back and end up tying that game. We actually started the season with 2 ties, and so that can be frustrating. Both games are games we felt like we should have won, but our team was really not fazed. We were disappointed, but we felt more determined, I think, to come out and get the results we needed after that. And then we didn't, we've won every game since then except for that one game against Texas Tech. And so our resilience, our leadership, and just our commitment to excellence. I mean, these kids just show up, they work hard. They're I don't want to say easy to coach, but they are. They're easy to coach. Like, you don't have to beg them to work hard. You don't have to convince them or motivate them. They're very motivated on their own. And a lot of that's just the type of character of people that we have on this team.
Yeah.
They do that in the classroom. They do that in their personal lives. It's just who they are. And so it transfers very easily to the soccer field.
Good. And you've got a great senior class, don't you?
We do. It's a pretty big senior class.
Big.
But a lot of we've got like 5 starters who are seniors right now. So graduating a lot of key players. But that's also part of the reason why we're winning the way that we are, is a lot of veterans with a lot of experience.
Yeah. So what does that mean looking ahead, recruit-wise, maybe transfer-wise, knowing you're going to lose a big chunk?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, hopefully we've been developing the players who are going to get to fill in for them when they leave, and that's something that we continue to prioritize with our current players. We probably will need to bring 1 or 2 transfers. And, there's a chance, I don't know what the likelihood of this is, but there's still a chance this 5-for-5 thing could pass with the NCAA and have a 5th year of eligibility. We're hearing that a lot. It sounds like it might happen. The question is kind of when. If that happens, I don't know if a couple of ours might choose to play a 5th year.
Nice.
So, that we won't know that for a little while still. Maybe I'm just being hopeful given the desire to not lose some of these players or any of these players. But that's a possibility. So you never know. The things change with the NCAA so much these days that you kind of can expect anything.
Daily. Where does that stand? Do you have any idea? The 5-for-5?
I don't know exactly where we are with it, but it's going to get voted on at some point. And so I'm just not sure the timing. Maybe it misses this year. Maybe it doesn't. And I don't know how much weight it really has, but what I'm hearing anyways, which is very unofficial, very, very unofficial, is that it's picking up a lot of momentum.
Ooh, nice. So what does that do recruiting-wise? Do you keep that in the back of your mind, knowing you might get some of these girls back?
It would probably just impact transfers.
Okay.
So we've recruited our incoming freshmen. We have a really, really good incoming group of 26 players who can come in and also contribute right away. I'm really excited about this class that we have coming in the fall. 2 of them are graduating early and joining us in January. And then we'll anticipate needing to add a couple of transfers to balance out our roster, but that also leaves room in the event that this 5-for-5 thing passes.
Ooh, hope it does. That'd be great.
Yeah, it would be. We'd love to keep a couple of
I
them
know.
if they want to stay. Some of them can't. Some of them are literally in their 5th or 6th years already.
Really?
Kai and Blythe, they don't have any more eligibility no
gotcha.
matter what kind of rules pass. But, you never know. The twins, Tyler, we'd love to try to talk them into spending an extra year here if they'd consider it.
That would be big. We've sort of touched on Roy's other question. Barring transfers, how many girls will be returning next year? We've sort of talked about that.
I think we have 19 coming back because we've got 9 or so seniors. And so, 19 is still a good group, and we're bringing in 5 2026s, so leaves that room for the 3 or 4 potential transfers and or, maybe extra bonus year players.
Ooh, that'd be great. Hope that happens.
Yeah.
All right, final thought. Your staff and Fleur is here. Is it Fleur? Is that how it's
Fleur.
pronounced? Yep. Fleur is here. Tell us about your staff.
Yeah, my staff's done an excellent job. Our 2026 class looks awesome. Our 2027 class is really in great shape right now. We've had a ton of success with that class, and they worked really, really hard in August on official visits. We hosted more official visits than we ever have. The timeline has really sped up these days because of the roster limit. And so Fleur and Cole and Cameron and our director of operations, Carly, who just grinds day after day to make sure the team has everything they need. Relentless hard workers who just behind the scenes putting in so much to help this team be successful. Out on the field, Fleur and Cole are out on the field, Cameron as well, every day, extra minutes with the players, giving them extra training. The players here don't want for anything. They've got people who care about them, people who invest in them, people who care about the success of the program and are willing to give whatever it takes to help us be successful. So I think we have the best staff around. I love working with them. They're colleagues, but they're also close friends of mine. Fleur and I go back, 20-plus years. And so we have a lot of fun together.
Nice. Very good. Well, the results speak for themselves. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
In second place in the league by a half game. Would I read
by
that?
1 point. Yeah, we're
1 point. True.
Yeah, so it's close.
Yeah.
It's close. A tie for Tech could tilt things in our favor.
Yeah.
A loss would for sure help us out if they could lose a game. But we're right there. We're right there competing at the top of the conference, which is really what we want, is we want to be in a position to compete for a championship at the end of this season. And we're right where we want to be. We still got 6 games, so we got to take care of business.
All right, next up, BYU, Friday night, 7 o'clock on the banks of the Brazos. A whiteout and your 30-year reunion with players coming back.
Yeah.
Senior night also. I don't know if I
is.
mentioned that, but recognize your seniors.
It is. It's seniors. It's a big night. It's a big game.
Yeah.
BYU's historically a very good program. They're going to be really tough. I think they're a little underrated right now, and so we have to be ready for that game.
Come on. That's going to be great. 7 o'clock on Friday. Thanks for being here. Continued success. Congratulations on what you've done already.
Appreciate it, Jamie.
All right,
Thank you.
Michelle Lenard, Baylor soccer coach, team number 14 in the nation, number 4 in the nation, RPI. Next up, hosting BYU on Friday evening. Take a break. When we come back, we'll shift gears, and Casie Maxwell will join us, Baylor equestrian coach. We'll visit with Casie when we return on the Baylor Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank.
The Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event is on, and there's no one key to victory. You need strength. You need power. You need agility. You need a team that shows up ready to win. And Toyota Trucks, they bring the full roster. The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built for it all. With available bed-mounted power outlets, massive towing capability, and a cabin fit for your crew, Toyota Tundra and Tacoma don't just show up to game day, they dominate it. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. But hurry, these deals won't last forever.
Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Wear green, haul gold in a new Tundra or Tacoma, built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
A bank in any town USA treats everyone like, well, anyone. At Central National Bank, we provide Central Texans with a different kind of banking. We believe in people over processes, listening over telling, and helping our customers over helping ourselves. Come to Central National Bank and experience the difference. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics.
Join us November 13th at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame in Waco for our next Lunch with a Legend, presented by Baylor Alumni Sports Outreach. Our special guest will be former Baylor basketball standout and entrepreneur Jim Turner. It's Thursday, November 13th, beginning at 11:30 a.m. at the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, and tickets are available now by calling 254-710-8300. Join us as we hear from Jim Turner, November 13th, presented by Baylor Alumni Sports Outreach.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Show presented by Central National Bank. Central National Bank, Waco's leading independent bank. And folks, join me in welcoming Casie Maxwell, Baylor equestrian coach, with us tonight. Welcome to you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. And can I let everybody know you are a trooper for being here. They have competition tomorrow against TCU.
Yes.
Starts at 10 a.m.
Yes.
And it's not here.
Right.
You got to travel.
It's not that far.
So
that's okay.
I know, but your wheels rolling at 5:45 in the morning, and you're here with us. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. Well, go beat TCU then
We're
tomorrow.
We're going to work on it,
yes. and I remember, was that last year when you beat TCU?
Here in Waco.
Yes.
Yeah, they were #1 team, and we knocked them off on senior day. So,
that was so huge.
Let's carry some of that momentum into tomorrow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They probably remember it also.
They do, yeah.
You're ranked number 8 right now. TCU is ranked number 5. That is Bear Creek Farms. Tell me again where that is.
It's in Burleson, so it's south of Fort Worth, right off the highway there. It takes them about 25 to 30 minutes from campus to get down there.
All right, but not in Fort Worth per se.
Correct.
And what's that venue like?
It's beautiful. It's right off the highway. It's easy to get to. It is a shared facility, so they lease. It's owned by a private individual, and they lease to some other outside entities too. I know the team's got main priority in it. But one large indoor arena, another smaller covered where they can do the flat, and then a big outdoor arena where they usually do the fences. And so gives them the ability to have everything set up for things to flow really well. Everything's really compact, kind of like at our facility, so you can really be going on in each arena. So that's really nice from a spectator, student, athlete standpoint.
That's great. Yeah. I still think ours is right up there, isn't it, with anybody's?
Yes. So I love our facility. Being so close to campus is a huge perk for us and our student athletes, but having space for our horses, room to grow, if that becomes, what our needs are. But, everything's really intimately set up there where we can be involved with every aspect of it too. So there's a lot of good thought and planning into that before I came here.
Yeah, it's really nice. So you went over to the southeast. You went over SEC territory, lost to #1 Georgia, #4 Auburn last weekend. Yes. But my question is, what'd you learn from that? How can that help you moving forward?
Show them what they're going to play. Yeah. That's where we are. We were supposed to have a home opener the weekend before that with South Carolina, and they ended up having to cancel. We actually got them rescheduled, so they'll play us, come play us here in January. So that's good that we didn't have to scratch them from our schedule. But ideally you don't want to start on the road, but this is the competition we're going to see all year. So take our team out, let them see it. I will speak volumes for my team that they went out and they played hard. Mm-hmm. They didn't get intimidated by their competition. They got better on day 2 than they were on day 1, and that's what we can ask of them. That quick turnaround is really good. You've got that momentum. You can go right back out and correct those mistakes on day 2. And candidly, we came home and we practiced on Sunday because we had this quick turnaround for TCU, and so we really said, come home and practice on Sunday. That's your day 3. Continue competing every single day and don't lose that momentum. So a lot of really good things happened out of it. I mean, it's probably some of the toughest competition we'll see all year. So let's get our feet wet.
Hey, that's great. That's a great approach and great mindset coming out of that. So very good. And TCU tomorrow, then you've got Fresno State coming in October 31st. That'll be good. Fresno State, one of the, how do we term them?
They're an affiliate member of the Big 12 Conference.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So they fill our 4-team conference association, equestrian association. Feels like it's taking forever to have a home meet, so we're really excited
Right.
to be at home because starting 3 on the road is tough, and so we'll be really glad to be back here in our home venue and have a big crowd out here for us.
That is the home opener.
Yes.
So, yeah, October 31st, put that down. November 7th at Oklahoma State. November 14th, SMU here, and that'll be fun. I mean, that's always big. Plus, it's a 20-year reunion. We talked to Michelle about soccer being 30-year program. This is your 20th year for Baylor Equestrian.
It is 20th year anniversary of having the sport of equestrian here at Baylor. So we're going to use that weekend, November 14th and 15th. We've got a lot of really cool things happening. I won't dive too much into them, but we've got our meet on that Friday. First-time inductee Samantha Schaefer getting inducted in the Hall of Fame that night. So we're hoping to really have a lot of alumni support back to support her in that. That's wonderful for our program. And then have everyone partake in the football game on Saturday. So hopefully it's just a really good, fun, celebratory weekend for everyone, and hopefully we can get a lot of people back to do that with us.
That'll be great. That's November 14th and 15th.
Yes.
So very good. All right, let's take a break. Back with more in just a moment with Casie Maxwell, Baylor Equestrian Coach, here on the Baylor Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank. We are live at Rudy's on the Circle in Waco, and we'll be right back after this.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
If you need a trailer, Flat Rock Trailers has got you covered. From light-duty single-axle utility trailers to the big Tex tandem duals. We also carry a full line of enclosed cargo trailers. Need a motorcycle trailer? We've got them. Need a dump trailer? We've got the largest selection in the state. Oilfield trailers? We carry a full line of big Tex trailers to handle all your needs. Trailer repairs? We repair all makes and models. We'll even rent you a trailer if you need to use one for a day. Flat Rock Trailers, your #1 source for all your trailer needs. Find us at flatrocktrailers.com.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long-distance meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line. You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
The Baylor Coaches Show presented by Central National Bank, continuing with Coach Casie Maxwell from Baylor Equestrian. ZBR is here. ZBR is doing a good job with athletic communications. Appreciate him. You mentioned Sam Schaefer going into the Baylor Athletics Hall of Fame. The induction banquet is November 14th, part of that big weekend. First ever equestrian student athlete to go into Baylor's Athletics Hall of Fame. That's huge.
It's huge, and no one more deserving. No one's even gotten close to her record, so they're still trying to chase her down, even our athletes here at Baylor. So really excited to celebrate her, and she has earned her name on the wall and anywhere she can be recognized for sure.
She's the one. I mean, if you're going to have the first one in from equestrian, she's the one.
She is. When I didn't coach her here at Baylor, but I was coaching at Kansas State at the time, and it was always a huge goal of like who can knock off some points off of Sam Schaefer. So
Really?
and we did a couple of times, but not that often.
That's
could you get out from underneath of her? So
that's good. Well, congratulations to her, and it's a plus for your sport to have someone in the class of 2025 going in.
Absolutely, it's huge for our sport. I'm super appreciative.
Remember 2 years ago, I think Sam went into the NCEA Hall of Fame, and Nancy Post did also.
Correct.
So another Hall of Fame for Samantha.
Absolutely, she was the inaugural class for the NCAA, which is wonderful. I mean, you know, as many years as equestrian has been a sport, At the national level, no one's touched her record yet. So it's really cool to have her honored on both platforms.
How about that? All right, I won't put the pressure on Lauren Reed to say maybe the next Sam Schaefer. I'm not saying that, but Lauren Reed is just playing outstanding for you.
She is just a competitor, just a wonderful teammate, a motivator. She's everything you want in a student athlete. I mean, just checks all her boxes, covers all her bases. You don't have to worry about her. You don't have to motivate her. You got to keep up with her. And so, that's kind of what we try to do and not hold her back at all. She is just a fierce to be reckoned with, and I'm so proud she's here with us. And who knows, maybe we can keep her another year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Boy, wouldn't that be great? And she went over, like when y'all went over to Georgia, number one team in the nation, she was the MOP over there, wasn't she?
She double MOP on the first day. Yeah, wow. She MOP'd in fences and flat on that first meet out. And so, that is someone who just makes an impression. If she can get it done in the first event, then they won't take their eyes off of her in the second event. So really cool to be a dual athlete, and she earns her keep for sure. Very
good. I asked Michelle this, and I know you were here, that 5 for 5 or 5 years to compete, at a school. Where do you think that stands?
I mean, I hope. I know it's got momentum from the coaches, anyways. I don't know where it sits at an admin level. I would hope there's a lot of support for it. I think at this point, in the landscape of what we're dealing with, why not? Why not give them that opportunity? We're not even a sport that's garnering athletes making money, but, they can probably make a lot of sports can make more money here than they can going into the pros. So keep giving them the opportunity and just.
The spotlight's back.
Good. So 5 for 5 is what we're talking about. 5 years to compete, and it just makes a lot of sense to me.
It does. Let them pace themselves. They don't have to hurry up and get out of here. For a lot of our athletes, I mean, they're not going. If they may go professional out of this, but a lot of them are going on to postgraduate degrees. So let them get started at that, and let us help and support them, and maybe get them halfway through that graduate degree or whatnot. And so it would be great for us. I mean, we have quite a few who do pursue their 5th year, but we have to intentionally redshirt them somewhere along the way.
Gotcha.
So someone like Lauren, who's competed for all 4 years, it'd give her an opportunity just to keep doing what she loves before she has to grow up.
Yeah, that'd be great. And you'd get her back for another year also.
I would hope so. I would certainly argue for her.
That'd be huge. What does your roster look like as far as class? How many seniors and?
Yeah, we're about 16 seniors this year, 15 maybe. 2 of those are thinking about taking a 5th year. They have a redshirt year in there, and so we may not graduate all of those ones out. This is the first year our roster's smaller. With the house settlement and the roster caps on the sport, we're down to 47. We've been hovering between 60 and 65. So this is a big change and adjustment for our team. It's positive. It's been, difficult to get there for sure, but I mean, it will be positive. It's going to give every individual athlete more opportunity, to grow and to develop, and let our coaches really kind of one-on-one interact with everyone. So we're excited about that and what the future of it brings. But I think once we get through this year, we'll be back in a pretty standard rotation of how even our classes are. So
that's a pretty big change, roster-wise, isn't it?
It's
roster
a huge
number
change. Yeah.
How have you handled that?
It's been good. It's been a really good adjustment. We planned for it, as much as we could. We kind of knew we were trending to being smaller, even though the final decision wasn't made until June. But we planned for it from a recruiting standpoint and things like that, and made those projections. And so, I think the biggest place, we kind of joke about it, but it is real for us because our team is very involved in what we do when we host a meet, very hands-on, really run a lot of things logistically because the sport is so different. So I think we're going to feel the difference of being 15 bodies shorter on October 31st when we host a home meet. And so that's kind of been our conversation. It's kind of our joke, but it is our reality too. And so we'll see how that plays out, but we'll make it work.
I got you. Very good. All right, let's take a break. We've got questions from the audience.
Perfect.
We'll do that when we come back with Casie Maxwell, Baylor equestrian head coach, here on the Baylor Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank.
The spotlight's back on the Brazos, and the stage is set at Foster Pavilion. Baylor women's basketball returns with head coach Nikki Collin and a team that knows how to bring the heat. From tip-off to the final buzzer, there's no place louder, rowdier, or more electric than the Foster. Don't just hear about the big wins, witness them. Lock in your seats and fill Foster with green and gold. Purchase your season tickets now at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
A bank in any town USA treats everyone like, well, anyone. At Central National Bank, we provide Central Texans with a different kind of banking. We believe in people over processes, listening over telling, and helping our customers over helping ourselves. Come to Central National Bank and experience the difference. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Member FDIC. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics.
The Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event is on, and there's no one key to victory. You need strength. You need power. You need agility. You need a team that shows up ready to win. And Toyota Trucks, yeah, they bring the full roster. The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built for it all. With available bed-mounted power outlets, massive towing capability, and a cabin fit for your crew, Toyota Tundra and Tacoma don't just show up to game day, they dominate it. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. But hurry, these deals won't last forever.
Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Wear green, haul gold in a new Tundra or Tacoma. Built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And welcome back on the Baylor Coaches Show, presented by Central National Bank, live from Rudy's on the Circle in Waco. Thanks to Rudy's, our great hosts here. And we continue with Coach Casie, Maxwell, Baylor Equestrian. We've got some questions from the audience.
Perfect.
You ready to roll?
I'm ready.
All right, very good. Robert asked, what efforts are required during this time of year to keep the horses fresh, and who does that responsibility fall on?
Great question. It is all hands on deck this time of year. This is actually the easiest time of year when we're in season. So really for us during the school year, with the exception of the Christmas holiday break, the athletes are back, and so I've got a full-time barn crew who is responsible for feeding them, daily turnout, blanketing them in the winter, like just the day-to-day needs that they have. But our athletes practice 5, sometimes 6 days a week, and so they have responsibilities in caring for them when they're out there every single day. And so really this time of year is really easy. The summer breaks when the athletes aren't here, and the Christmas break when the athletes aren't here, and then that all falls on our barn staff or our coaching staff just to make sure that they're taken care of and accounted for. They get time off then. We're usually not exercising them and working them unless they need something. They enjoy a nice little break during those times, but they still need to be fed and cared for. So it's still all of us, all hands on deck.
Yeah, very true. All right, sign up Terry Morris for the Christmas break.
Let's go.
She just wants to come out and hug on the horses what she wants to do.
Bring carrots. Let's go.
Very good. We might take you up on that. Question from Steve Van Wagner. Steve, Diana, great to have you all here. Steve asked, have any of your students had a gift with horses, like a horse whisperer? How about that? Maybe it's you.
Sometimes. They're all so different. I think some of them are very different in their gifts. We kind of joke. Some of the athletes are better than others. Maybe that's going to catch a really hard one. Some are really bad at going to catch the really difficult horses, and some of them are really good. Even from a standpoint of riding them, they find their niche. They find their way to adjust with them. Whether it's from a riding and performance standpoint or just a demeanor and a handling standpoint as well. So I don't know if any of them are true horse whisperers, but they definitely all have their strengths and weaknesses with them for sure.
Yeah, very good. All right, good question. Thank you, Steve. Roy asked this. I'll preface the question by saying someone came through the bookstore or the spirit shop today, and Roy was recruiting for you. He was trying to send them your way. Roy asked, we have had several equestrian recruits come through the spirit shop. How about doing the tours on horseback?
I would love that. Maybe a little liability there. It's funny you asked that. We've had a lot of big recruit weekends, 3 really big, we call them premier recruit weekends, where we bring in large groups, and so it is a lot of work. It's nice to do it on the mass weekends, and it's funny you asked that because we're actually talking about trying to take horses onto campus to promote our home meets and things like that. So we're trying to get the approval from campus to do that. I don't know if they'll let us bring in high school recruits and ride around, but you never know. It doesn't hurt to ask the question. So
how great would that be, horses on campus?
Yeah.
That would get the attention.
We're going to try to at least have horses at Fountain Mall. So we'll just keep chipping away at this and see where we go.
I love it. So. I love it. Let me know if that happens.
I will.
That'll be fun. We've got bears on campus.
I mean,
why not horses?
And I have a whole group that can handle them, just like the bears have a whole group. So it will work.
Very nice. All right. One other question from Bob, and he asked, let me phrase this the right way, not the lifespan of horses, but the career span. Like, How long can they go competing and working with you?
It's a great question. It really varies a lot. I mean, they're just like us. Some have better joints and better bones than others. They truly are. They require all the same things that we do, joint injections and specialty care and whatnot. A lot of it depends on how hard they are ridden prior to their life coming into college, like how early they were started, how strenuous their show career was or whatnot. That coupled with just kind of how they're built conformationally and, mentally how they hold up. We have one in the program right now who's 26.
26?
He's still going strong.
Wow.
We've tried to retire him. He does get extremely depressed, so we bring him back.
Oh.
He still tries to buck off girls every single week, so we know he loves his job. He's wonderful. He's been with the program forever, and so we just really have to tune into them, and then others will. I would say most of them early in their 20s are going to start to physically start to wear out a little bit. Our goal for them when we retire them from our program, where they've been leased or donated to us, is that they don't leave without being able to go perform in some way, whether that's someone's recreational trail riding horse or a kid's lesson horse or whatnot. We want them to retire from our program and be able to go and have a job, because really for a lot of them that's what keeps them aging well. But what can we give them to do that's less strenuous? And so that's our goal for them. But we just kind of listen to them and how they're doing physically and mentally, and it's different for every single one of them.
Yeah, wow. Oh, what's the horse's name that's 26?
Cappy.
Cappy.
Yes, he's been here forever.
I've heard
He's
Cappy's
got a
name
reputation.
for years. Really?
He's got a reputation on the national level.
Really?
He is a high-level performer, but with a high-level attitude, and so you have to deal with him.
That's great. All right, best to Cappy. Well, go get a nap, and
Okay.
good luck tomorrow against TCU. Knock off TCU. That's always fun.
Let's go. That would be a great way to just bring it home before we play here in a few weeks.
Yeah, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning is when you start up at, Bear Creek Farms in Burleson. All right, good luck. Thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Casie Maxwell, Baylor equestrian coach. Next competition tomorrow morning against TCU. Home conference opener October 31st here against Fresno State. Take a break, be back and wrap things up on this week's Baylor Coaches Show right after this.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in-network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas. San Marcos.
About a minute 45, so I'll start you at 90 seconds and then a minute and then down.
Care.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more central...
That math gets easier if I just write down the out time instead of trying to do everything in my head. Like, oh yeah, it's just simple arithmetic. Put it on a paper. No.
And an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
Hey Baylor fans, game day experiences for the 2025 football season are on sale now. Fans can purchase exclusive experiences online, including on-field photos, sideline access during warm-ups, tunnel access during the team runout, an in-game radio booth experience with the voice of the Bears, a birthday bash, and much more. There is limited availability per game, so purchase your experience today at BaylorBears.com/group experiences to lock in your one-of-a-kind game day experience today.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed. Smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. At a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long business meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line. You're listening to the Baylor Coaches Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And back with just enough time to wrap things up on the Baylor Coaches Show. Let's look at what's going on in Baylor athletics. No football this weekend. Bye week for Dave Aranda and the Bears, back in action Saturday week.
90 seconds.
That would be the 18th. They're in Fort Worth to take on TCU. It's an 11 a.m. kickoff on the 18th. for Baylor and TCU. Volleyball's on the road. They're at Arizona State tonight at Arizona on the 2-game swing. Soccer, we talked to Michelle Lenard. Big one against BYU. Friday night, 7 o'clock on the banks of the Brazos. It is senior night. It is a whiteout, wear white, and a reunion, a 30-year reunion for the program. And a lot of alums will be in town for that coming up on Friday evening. So come support Baylor Soccer. This is also, I think we talked about this, but it is fall break for Baylor. No class on Friday, so a lot of the students will be out of town this weekend. So need some folks there in the stands for Baylor Soccer versus BYU on Friday evening. Then equestrian at TCU tomorrow. Baylor number 8 in the nation, TCU number 5 in the nation. They'll play just up the road in Burleson. That is tomorrow morning.
30 seconds.
30 seconds for Baylor equestrian, number 8 in the nation themselves, taking on number 5 TCU. So some of the events going on the next few
20
days
seconds.
in Baylor athletics. We appreciate all your support for all of our sports, and we appreciate you being here for the Baylor Coaches Show tonight. We'll do it again next
10 seconds.
Wednesday, and thanks very much for being with us. This is the Baylor Coaches Show, and for now we say good night from Rudy's.